Never told you life was gonna be this way.
If I were to ask you who the best friend on Friends is, who would you say? For me, I would wholeheartedly argue that Chandler is the best friend in the show, especially when it comes to how generous he is with his money.
When the rain starts to pour, I'll be there for you. Like I've been there before, I'll be there for you. 'Cause you're there for me too.
While Chandler's job is touched on briefly and vaguely mentioned throughout the show, little is known about what he does. What we do know is that Chandler hates his job, finds it boring, but stays because they keep offering him promotions and rises. The running gag in the show, which was also mentioned in the 2019 article from some of the writers, is that Chandler works in statistical analysis and data reconfiguration.
Hey, Chandler, why so fancy?
Well, I got a job interview. It's kind of a big deal, too. It's a lot more money, and I'd be doing data reconfiguration and statistical factoring.
Wait, I think I know someone who does that.
Me? I do that. I can't. I've got a job interview I gotta get ready for.
I thought you already have a job.
And people say you don't pay attention. No, this is a much better job. It's vice president of a company that does data reconfiguration and statistical factoring for other companies.
Wow, how do you know how to do that?
That's what I do now.
Just with a quick Google search, this could net Chandler anywhere between $100,000 to $200,000 as an annual salary.
Oh my God.
Now back to the question at hand. Why do I consider Chandler the best friend in Friends? Well, in one particular episode, Joey finally lands a role in a feature film and is really excited when he invites Chandler to the premiere, only for Chandler to then fall asleep during the film.
Okay, this is it. It's my big fight scene coming up.
Go ahead. Try to kill me. I'm fighting for every man in the 82nd Ground Division. Hey, what about the scene with the kangaroo? Did you like that part?
I was surprised to see a kangaroo in a World War I epic.
You fell asleep! There was no kangaroo. They didn't take any of
My suggestions. Thanks a lot for coming, buddy. See you later.
Don't go. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Look, this guy fell asleep. He fell asleep too. Be mad at him. Or call an ambulance.
Flash to later in the episode where Joey attempts to figure out how much money Chandler has lent him over the years to make things square between them.
Hey, Sleeping Beauty.
Where have you been? I tried to call you. I want to talk to you. I still feel so bad.
Oh no, were you upset? Did you lose sleep?
I'm so sorry.
Look, the only reason I came over here is to settle things between us. Okay, you've done a lot for me in my career. I wanted to pay you back by taking you to the premiere, but you missed it. Okay, so how much do I owe you?
What?
Give me a number. I don't want to owe you anything.
You don't owe me anything. I don't want your money.
We're doing this. Okay, now you got me my first set of headshots, right? How much were those?
I don't know. $500.
Okay, $500. What else?
Well, then there was the second set, the infamous booger headshots.
Okay, so that's another 500. That's 500, 500. That's...
Do you want a calculator?
Please.
Here.
Oh, okay. All right, what else?
Well, there's acting classes, stage combat classes, tap classes.
Which we're still keeping under our hats.
Then there was that dialect coach who helped you with the play where you needed a southern accent, which, after 20 hours of lessons, still came out Jamaican.
What the hell are you talking about? The South will rise again, man.
Yes, money well spent.
Okay, what else? Rent.
Okay, 2-3 years of rent, utilities, food.
Okay. So I'm writing you a check for So you fell asleep during my movie. Big deal, right? How do you clear this thing?
Okay, so from that list, let's do a breakdown here. We know there's $1,000 of headshots, acting classes, stage combat classes, tap classes, 20 hours of dialect coaching, rent for 3 years with utilities and food for 3 years as well. Okay, this is going to be a lot to calculate, but here we go. Let's calculate this. The amount is so much that Joey, who has just landed his role in a feature film and has been paid for it, visibly freaks out and deletes the number off the calculator when he calculates how much he owes.
How do you clear this thing?
Alright, this is going to be crazy. Let's break down the averages here and see if we can roughly figure out how much Joey owes Chandler. These statistics are an approximation based on New York and how much people were paying in the 90s for these services, so this number is not concrete, but it'll give us a rough approximation. Okay, let's get the easy one out of the gate first. We know for a fact there's $1,000 for Joey's headshots. Acting classes have an annual cost of $30,000 in the 90s in New York, so assuming that Joey only went for 1 year, we're looking at $31,000. Stage combat classes are $15 an hour for 8-hour classes for a 6-week program, so that would calculate to be $720, making our current total $31,720. Now we add on the tap classes, which were $30 per class, so let's assume Joey went for a month. That's another $120 to add to our total. So currently we're looking at $31,840. Joey also got 20 hours worth of dialect coaching. The typical charge rate in New York is about $75 an hour for that service, so that's another $1,500 to the total, making it $33,220. Okay, now comes the big ones. Rent in New York during the 90s cost the average person $1,475 per month, and Chandler paid for Joey's rent for 3 years straight. This is a whopping $53,100 that Chandler paid out of pocket, making our new total $86,300 so far. Okay, so we got utilities on top of this, which cost the average New Yorker in the 90s $200 per month. So over the 3 years, that is another $7,200 to our total, making it $93,500. Chandler also paid for Joey's food for those 3 years. The average food spend for one person in New York for a month in the 90s was $348 a month. So that is another $12,528 to the bill. So currently our total is $106,028. Joey owes $106,000 to Chandler. Now keep in mind that that's only Joey's share of the cost. Chandler was also paying for his own living expenses on top of that. But the reason I find Chandler to be the best out of the friends on Friends is that he's never fazed that Joey's not paying him back. Plus he also does other things throughout the series, like graciously offer to pay for Monica's dream wedding out of pocket, which was calculated online by some third-party people to be around $60,000. And that is why I consider Chandler Bing to be the most generous and kind-hearted friend on Friends. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting. As always, I welcome comments below and suggestions for topics that you want to see covered in future videos. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.